got a noise complaint in my dorm the first night I got in.
It's kind of really hard to make Korean friends.
I can tell. Like, I'm a Korean, but so for you, the hardest thing was like being brown in Korea.
And I'm here not to be alone, right? I'm in a different country. 멋지다, 규민.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Yehak Seo. I'm from Korea, but I was raised up in India, Chennai. My major is international commerce. I'm a sophomore year.
My name is Sid Shukla. I am originally from Chicago. I go to school in upstate New York.
Hi, my name's Choi Kyu-min. I'm from the western side of Han River. I lived there for 27 years. So.
The reason that brought me here is that Yonsei is a really prestigious school, and actually, to be honest, I wanted to go abroad, but there's like this financial barrier to go to the US. And I really like the major over here, which was international commerce, because I'm in Global Leaders College, and over there in the first year you get to try everything, and only a sophomore year you choose your major. So like the spectrum of how much I could try, the courses I could listen to was a lot. So that's why it brought me here.
Well, I'm obviously only here for a semester, so I can, I have the excuse of a much more shallow reason.
Right.
It's a long story, but the short answer is when I was in the 7th grade, I had a crush on a girl who was really into BTS. And when you have a crush on a girl, you're going to like what she likes. So, 9 years ago, that's where I started, and now here I am listening to Epic High on my way to school. So I decided to come here.
Good song.
Good, very good song.
It was just natural for me to just go to university in Korea. I'm probably sure that every Koreans will think the same way. It's a really big thing for us to decide to go to study abroad. I felt there's like no incentive for me to like leave my comfort zone. That I'm comfortable with my people, language, culture, so yeah, I guess that's why I just stayed.
I kind of agree with that because I'm also Korean. I mean, I do speak English. I spoke English for 10 years in India, but still, like at home, I speak Korean, so maybe I want to come back to my native country.
It's more comfortable, right?
Yeah.
When you join the same club, it
Yeah.
means like you guys share a same common interest.
Right.
For me, like I love soccer, so when I went to a school soccer club, I could meet many friends that love soccer like me.
Sure.
So then it's like a first stage is gone. Then from there, it's much easier to make friends, I think.
What about, because I'm coming from a foreigner perspective. Not only that, I'm coming from a perspective of someone who's going to leave in 3 months. For one, a lot of the clubs are very, Korean speaking only. I'm part of the Kakao group chat for one club, which I won't name specifically, but all of the texts are in Korean.
Oh, really?
And I can't be bothered to go and Google Translate every single thing just to be part of the conversation. So I just sort of let it go on. And then there's the other thing, which is, he's only here for 3 more months. We're not gonna let him in. In that case, if clubs are off the table, what can someone like me do?
Then like make friends in class, like
Oh, 친구. Okay.
like usual Korean students, we like as we grow up, we never study with foreigners. When I was like 20 or 21, which was a long time ago, like it was kind of like shocking because like there's very many foreigners in the same class. So I think it'll be better for foreigners to like approach first, because I'm pretty sure no Koreans, like not no, but like 98% will not approach first.
Right.
The
Yeah,
Korean
that's
students
true.
will, because
They're
we're
very
not used
introverted.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like one thing I want to talk more in detail is that the clubs you choose. Like if you're first time and you want to really make friends, I suggest you to go to a minor club because like the humongous clubs. When I went there, I'm not gonna mention where, but then when I went there, I feel like people are already like close together
Very
with
cliquey.
themselves.
Right.
They have
Yeah.
their own groups, so it's really hard to like go into them and try to approach with them. But like small minor groups, they really want to recruit more people and make into a popular group.
And I'm pretty sure there's like very foreigner friendly clubs. For example, like there's a
YES?
yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
and like what's the name? So it's a club. I forgot the name. It's like Y something. So it's like helping out the foreign exchange students to be friends with Korean students.
Okay.
So my friends are doing it and they love it because they are the ones who want to talk to you guys.
Right.
So if you go there, you'll see many extroverted Koreans.
Most shocking thing that first happened to me when I came here was I got a noise complaint in my dorm the first night I got in.
What did you do?
I was blasting music with my
Like-
door open because that's
Was your
customary.
door open?
Yeah.
Okay.
in the states, the floor is the family. You know what I mean? Everyone's got their door open. Everyone's blasting music. I remember a night in my freshman year where everyone got their instruments and we were just
Right,
playing in the hallway of the dorm,
That's cool.
right? But here,
Not here.
you can't. It's very, I had the old man who runs the building come up to my door and he's like, you can't do that here. And I was like, oh. But I think for that reason is why I've always been more afraid to sort of approach, even though you're saying that that's the best way to do it, is
Right.
to go up to a Korean student and be like, oh, Jay, I can't speak Korean. My name is, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the other thing is I sort of have the toxic trait of I don't want it to be easy. I want to be friends with the introverted Korean student, who doesn't want to be. I want to see if I can make that happen.
They attract you more?
Yeah.
So you want something challenging.
I want something challenging.
I guess for that way, that's going into a class that's the best way to make friends.
That's what I found as well. Yeah.
Try doing it in a bigger class.
A
If there's
lecture?
like 60, 70 people and just go talk to them.
I think-
You'll find it.
yeah.
I mean, like you should
You'll love
pretend
it.
that you don't know anything. So
Yeah.
like,
Oh, please help.
excuse me, can you,
Yeah.
I'm a foreigner here. I'm an
Right.
exchange student. Could you please help with this?
Smart.
And the Koreans, 100%. If you ask, they help.
Oh,
Okay.
true.
Yeah.
Also, like, I was thinking about these topics yesterday. Biggest cultural difference is that, you guys like talk in like elevator, right? Like
Sure, yeah.
when the door is open,
Like small
there's a person in
talks,
there. You
yeah.
go in there. Good morning. And I was like, why is he saying good morning to me? Like, okay, good. It's a good morning, but
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah.
So like the biggest difference is like we never talk to strangers.
I think it's because like Korea has those, pali culture, which means like fast culture. When they walk, they really want to walk fast. When they do something, they want to finish on time. Like they don't really relax a lot. I think it's just a society.
Oh, and also the thing is, so when I think it's like a strong tendency that like, especially for guys, because I have a lot of guy like friends, they get relaxed as they get older. So the younger ones, if you talk to them, they'll be like, oh, it's foreigner and he's talking to me.
Oh, yeah.
But like for me, if you come talk to me, like, oh, cool, like where are you from? What's your name? Oh,
I think
There's,
maybe
like, a
experience is the key.
experience.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a friend group of Ajushis. I feel like
Yeah.
that would be pretty cool. Me and my 60-year-old grandparent friend group, pretty awesome.
yeah.
I don't want to compare with like people around here, but if I compare, like I have a lot of foreign friends, and especially Koreans who lived abroad, because my major itself recruit students who have lived abroad, and of course I have a lot of Indian friends because I lived in India for about 10 years. But still, I've listened to a lot of what do you call 교양?
General.
General courses where other major students listen to. Like whenever I go to that class, I try to make like Korean friends who lived in Korea for the whole time because I want to improve my Korean too. So I think I have like a lot of people like from different backgrounds.
For me, like students who lived in Korea like me, we shared like a same background. Like, so okay, you went to like elementary, middle school, high school, played soccer, studied hard, went to Yonsei. So there's a lot of things that we commonly share. Majority of my friends are all Korean,
Right.
but I'm kind of a Korean that has many foreign friends.
Sure. I've always very much relied on the English language as a crutch, I think. I think humor is so much more visceral when the other person is like completely steeped in the culture that you are. You can make references, you can talk about pop culture stuff, and then you can make jokes that are based off of those things. And there's
Right.
all these trees that come from the same shared knowledge. And I have no shared knowledge here. I have some, but very little. I have what I assume to be shared knowledge, but you guys know all these things that I have never heard of, and so I can't speak to those things, and it makes it very hard. So most of my friend group are U.S. people or people who at least have been at uni in the States.
In a group, if there are like 50 Koreans and 50 foreigners, I tend to like get attracted to more foreigners because like they're more approachable to me. Because I know that most of them, majority of them are extroverted and they're willing to make friends. But Koreans, their like private time is more precious sometimes. So it's really hard to approach them. I think it's like common to what he was talking about. It's kind of really hard to make Korean friends sometimes.
I can tell. Like, I'm a Korean, but I thought I was like very open person. But sometimes I even feel I have a barrier for myself.
That's yeah, totally. I feel the same way. I present myself as an ENTP. When I took the test, I was an INTP. I lied because
Right.
if I told them I was an INTP, they'd be like, no, you're not. Because I am very extroverted, or at least I present myself to be. But that alone time is like, you need it, you know? And I'm here not to be alone, right? I'm in a different country. What's the use of staying in my country?
Right,
You know what I mean?
right. It's true.
So,
Go to Hongdae.
yeah, you're out here to meet people. That's the whole
Yeah.
point.
Go out of your comfort zone.
Exactly. I'm cosplaying as an ENTP while I'm Korea.
You're very good at cosplaying.
Oh, thank you very much.
For this part of the video, let's take a little break. We're going to do a mini game. It's the O and X game. Let's begin. First thing is, I had a hard time ordering a drink in cafes. 3, 2, 1.
Well, this ad feels like it's not that hard. I knew Hungary before I came here because Duolingo.
Right.
So I could read.
And for me as a Korean, if I have hard time ordering,
That's
Cafe
sad.
in
I
Korean,
would
that-
bully you, honestly. Yeah.
that's so sad.
I have visited a Korean palace and wore hanbok. 3, 2, 1.
It's
No, I
X-
haven't. No,
Oh,
I will. I'm planning on it.
it's a long time ago.
Long time? How long has
It's
it been?
like I think that I was in military during that. Like it's like a good date course.
Okay. It's on my list. I do have to. Make
Yeah,
my
you
way
should
up
you
at
should
some
go
point.
there with your friends. If you have a lover, take her show.
If I have a lover, I'll bring my lover to Gyeongbok Palace.
Does it sound weird? Like
Lover, you don't use lover.
what's the
your
word
date?
then? Your date.
Yeah, your date.
But you love your date. It's not.
I love spicy food. 3, 2, 1.
Bruh. I'm brown. I gotta love spicy food.
Ah, true, man.
Not being able to eat spicy food is like you can get bullied for that. You know
It-
what I mean? I have been bullied for that actually.
In Korea, we have that term called 맵찔이.
Chili,
맵찔이. It means so 맵, spicy.
right?
찔, you're a scary cat of spicy things. 맵찔이.
네.
I prefer listening to Korean music. 3, 2, 1.
I mean, yeah. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah, cause like you said Epic High, I was like,
Oh, I
what
love
the hell he
Epic
knows
High.
Epic High.
Yeah, Talushi's like my idol.
I plan to live in Korea after graduation. 3, 2, 1.
I'm so in love with this country, dude. It's awesome. Even with the negative experiences I talked about earlier, it doesn't change the fact that it's
man.
very nice here. Where would you go if not here?
Like the country that I've been, Australia was really good.
Oh,
I think it'll be nice if it's like Asian-based culture.
Yeah.
But it's very ethnically diverse.
sure.
So like Hong Kong, Singapore.
Yeah.
Singapore.
I believe in MBTI. 3, 2, 1.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no.
You know the professor's been saying like it's a what's the word?
Pseudoscience.
Pseudoscience. Yeah.
Pseudoscience,
Like
yes.
yeah. I think it's kind of like give you some kind of brief information of what that person is.
So on that point, I do think it's scientifically wrong, completely wrong. That doesn't mean it's not helpful, right? MBTI can tell you a lot about how a person sees themselves.
So if someone else answers for you, I think that's quite right.
I think our professor had said something about that. Get a friend to do it for you. So speaking of cosplay, I think it's easy to cosplay your personality, right? What's much more difficult is the physicality, what people see. You know, America's a pretty diverse place, so that's fine. At least in India, I look like everybody, so that's fine. Here, it's been the most sort of jarring, right? Because you are like, I am very obviously a foreigner, and I was like, I came here with like prepared for that because I had a friend who did the Yonsei summer program.
Oh, really?
And she's Chinese American, but she told me, everyone told me that I look, Korean, like I pass for Korean very easily. You won't. You're brown. There is stereotypes against, brown folk in Korea, so just be careful. So I had that like downloaded in my head. And, for the most part, it's been very good, we had good interactions.
That's good.
But there are the little nuggets of like, people at clubs telling me that I don't belong here. People at clubs going up to my friends and being like, is that guy a creeper? And they're like, no, that's my good friend. He's fine.
I feel sorry for you.
No,
Yeah,
don't
I feel sorry for you.
Punch them.
I'm sorry.
I, no,
Punch
no,
them.
no,
I'm
no,
sorry
no.
as a
Tell me.
Korean. I apologize.
The conversation that needs to happen is because in America it's different. It's like this is a country founded by immigrants, so it's very much. But this is like a homogenized country. This
Right.
is a
Truly, like it's so. It has been like that. For
exactly. So
long,
it's
long
it's
period.
harder for me to be like, well, you guys just need to be more accepting, you know, because it's
But we need to do that, and
Right.
it'll take time.
need
but
more diversity,
We need to get there.
yeah.
So for you, the hardest thing was like being brown in Korea to interact with Koreans.
Yeah, it's there's a
Racial.
stigma, you know.
The stereotypes Koreans have of you.
So
Yeah.
what type of stereotypes that we have?
Well, you
for-
tell me. I don't know them.
I don't know too.
Honestly, a lot of it's sort of just apprehensive, like self, just to make sure that I'm not freaking anyone else out.
Well, for me, I have no stereotypes for any people. So
That's why you're my team leader.
oh, like I have that stereotype. Like you guys are good at math. Like
Mm.
Yeah, we are good at math.
Yeah, Indians are good at math.
2 plus 2, 4.
damn.
Right? Just like that.
Yeah, my friends tell me like, do all Indians just go to engineering school? But honestly, yes, cause like my Indian friends, like I feel like 90% of them go to engineering school. So yeah, that's true, right?
I am the outlier. I'm the one Indian guy who picked art as his major. So
Impressive.
and 50% of that was because I didn't want to be like the rest of them.
Oh.
Right? So I can't even say I escaped the stereotype fully because my choice
Was
a-
based on
yeah,
that.
exactly. So what about you? After living in India for 10 years and coming here?
When I was living in India, we had this thing called Hangul Hakgyo, which means Korean school, which I go every weekend. So that's why when I came here, I didn't have much Korean language barrier. But then one thing I had difficulty in making Korean friends was the drinking culture over here, especially
I'm sorry.
the 술 game, which is like the drinking games. Like so, they have like a lot of stuff.
That part was very easy for me.
That part was easy. That part was really hard for me. I mean, I do love drinking, but I've never like drank like with somek or drink like really fast. Every Korean around my table like drink, but I never drank that forcefully. So at first it was really hard, but now yes, I'm the one who's making others.
It's good. Good for you. You should do it more.
Promote alcoholism.
Yeah, promote alcoholism. Kill them.
Hey, you're the elder. You gotta set a good example.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's a good example.
It is a good example. It's a good example.
So I didn't really find it hard to make Korean friends other than the drinking culture.
Drinking culture.
Yeah.
I sometimes think like making foreign friends for me is easier than making Korean friends. Sometimes because they're really open, and they don't have stereotypes. Well, the biggest thing will be like what you said, like that we don't share some background.
Right.
So, like the jokes, for example, language is a big thing.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, luckily I had some opportunities to learn English. But for my friends, like majority of my friends are very extroverted.
Right.
They would love to talk to foreigners, but the thing is, it doesn't work because like the language.
Yeah.
So
So what's like the one inside joke or like one cultural thing that all Koreans know that I could just use to get a nice quick laugh?
that's a hard question. The Koreans will all laugh.
Okay, so there's this drama called The Glory, where you know Song Hye-kyo, the actor?
No idea.
No, you don't know. Okay, so over there's a meme where this main character goes on a revenge to the bully.
Okay.
And then, so it was like a graduation scene, and the main character says, 멋지다, 연진아, like that.
It's like
That's
a
it.
little sarcasm.
Yeah. So instead of saying 연진아, the bully's name, you could say your friend's name, like 멋지다, Sid, like that.
멋지다, Sid.
Yeah, like that.
But in a sarcastic
Oh,
way.
and that's right.
That would work.
멋지다, Kyomin.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
멋지다
that.
means it's cool.
Okay.
So whenever it's not cool,
yeah,
you
you
just
can
use
say-
that.
That's in there. That's in there.
You'll get me.
You're gonna catch me using that.
Okay.
I think the one thing I've noticed here is a lot of these. I am taking a lot of gen eds or the general courses here. A good bit easier than the ones I've been taking in the States, though that might be because I'm not taking a lot of major specific courses.
Right.
I know, well, from I've seen from Bollywood movies, I know the Indian courses are.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and I have friends who are like, oh, they used to like hit me with a ruler because I wore the wrong uniform. How bad was like the Indian courses in terms of like difficulty?
I mean, honestly, I don't think it's like the comparison between Indian courses and Korean courses. It's just like high school and college. Like after I came here, we have much more freedom. And then I guess like one of the most thing I found it here is that when I came here, we have a lot of courses where you have to present a lot. And I have to use Korean to present in front of class. So at first that was really difficult. Like in English, I know how to attract people when presenting, but then in Korean, I really didn't know how to. So I kind of memorized the whole script at first. Now I'm getting used to it. So
What you have said, like the biggest difference is from high school to uni.
Sure.
So I think it really depends on your major. For me, I study economics.
Yeah.
So like the level is really different. Like
Yeah.
more maths, more studies that I have to do in university. So I would easily say university is much harder
Really?
than my high school studies. Yeah. I think, but it depends on the major. Like seriously.
That for me as well. I have sort of the two differences is the high school to college and then the American college to Korean
yeah.
college. So high school, I did the IGCSE program, which is a British program, and then I did International Baccalaureate, the IB program for the last 2 years, which kicked me in the bum. It was very hard. It was bad. So I did art in uni, and art was a lot easier. And then I came here, and I'm taking a lot of gen eds, which means more quizzes instead of projects.
Right.
But you know, I was very specific about the courses I picked at Yonsei, that I would have the time to explore the country,
Right.
and not get too bogged down. But I'm lucky because of my major. I can tell just from my classes. Honestly, it's really just my major class at Yonsei.
Art.
And I think this is the best one to talk about from a foreigner perspective, because most of my class is Korean. Most of all of their most comfortable language is Korean. And the same goes for my Sungsingnim as well. Most of the class he teaches in Korean for the other students, and then it's just me and my very good friend who's also in my class with me. And he'll sort of come to the back and just sort of try to help us.
So the class is supposed to be English class, right?
Yes, it is supposed to be English class. He said the first day he was like, oh, it's good we have 2 English kids because technically this course is in English, but I was gonna teach it in Korean if they didn't come. And I was like, okay.
I think it's professor stereotypes that they see exchange students as okay, you guys came here to play, not study.
He's not wrong. I can't even fault him for that, if I'm being honest.
But
I did.
I mean, you did play, but you study hard at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I did say I know Hangul,
Yeah,
right?
but
The basic level, bottom. So what would you say is as advice for me to remember more, get better, more conversational?
because I think you're already doing it. Say it a lot. So when you come to class, you tell me 친구,
No.
and like this. I think.
Saying ne?
Ne.
Ne.
And try to act
Say
like
that.
Korean and say
Yeah.
it a lot of times.
I've done a lot of bowing. I love bowing. I'm gonna be so sad when I can't do that in the States. They're gonna be so
You
confused.
should do that back in States, and
Just
they'll
start bringing it over.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
So now, give me an advice
Oh,
regarding
English?
me improving fluency in English.
I mean, where do you feel you're lacking?
I have the concept in my head,
Mm.
but it's really hard for me to convey this meaning 100%.
The problem with, this goes for any language, but because I write a lot in English, like prose and stuff, every word is like a paint, or it's like a color, right? And what you want to say, the idea you want to convey
painting, yeah.
is the painting that's in your head. And there's a lot of ways to get to the colors you want to get. It's about picking your paints. It's hard, but you're quite accomplished in the area of making friends, but I don't think I am. And I'm in your territory, I feel like, in a lot of ways, so what do you think? What's the best way?
So not thinking of any race or culture background.
People being people.
People being people, and so the number one priority for me when I interact with people, I always try to be sincere. When the time passes, they eventually feel that you're sincere and they'll open to you.
Gotcha. It's good advice. You're my oppa. I don't have a lot of
형.
Sorry, I'm not a girl. I don't live here. I don't know he's my oppa, you know? I'm gonna call him that. It feels wrong for me to give you advice, right?
No,
Because you're older than me.
No, you
So-
can learn from anyone.
No, I will say the thing I think that is most what I think is most fun about you, is most endearing, is when we're in class and someone says a word you don't know and you're like, you just sort of tap the person next to you.
Yeah,
Oh, what is that again? What is
Okay, the word that I learned today, resent.
that? Resent.
Resent.
Oh, that's a very negative word. Wow.
So like it means like you hate doing something, right?
Resent is, I would say, even more powerful than hate.
Then hate.
Yeah. That's like hate.
Triple hate.
That's triple hate.
Hate squared.
Hate squared. That's hate squared. But I think when you ask these questions, it's because people are afraid to show that they don't know everything. You know what I mean?
Ah.
So to have the sort of vulnerability to ask those questions, be like, I don't know what this means. Can you please tell me? Is very admirable.
Hi, future me. I wish you are more of like a relaxed and more optimistic. I hope you're happy. I am a very happy person. Yeah. I know that if I think that I'm happy, I become happy. I'm kind of that person. So I hope you stay that way. I wish you are happy. There.
You're gonna make me cry, dude. Shit. Sid,
cry, Sid.
I hope you're happy. That's it.
That's it?
That's it. Everything else
yeah.
is just a different paint to get to the same
yep,
painting.
Yep. Don't cry, man.
So if you guys like this video, make sure to like.
Comment.
And subscribe.
Bye.